Breaking news.
Big breaking news, actually.
Breaking news.
TSC?
No, actual news.
Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks have relieved Tom Thibodeau of his duties as the head coach of the New York Knicks. Thibodeau led the Knicks to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, made playoffs in 4 of the 5 years, and led the Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. That's via Charania, senior NBA insider for ESPN, friend of the program. Let's give him a call real quick, because obviously Knicks fans had been kind of calling for this as soon as they lose, but I think that was in the emotional aftermath of losing a series to the Pacers, understanding that this was a real opportunity to make it to the NBA Finals. There was no Celtics. The Cavs, who were the number one team in the East all year, obviously lose to the Pacers. This felt like maybe the easiest path to get to a Finals. You're this close to an NBA Finals, and then you blow it. So there was a lot of anger. I think there was a lot of emotion, especially after this happens, and the shirt goes on sale, and the Pacers kind of do their thing. I didn't know if it was actually going to happen, though, because those are a lot of good things that he did for the New York Knicks. Obviously, Malone is out there, formerly of the Denver Nuggets. Is Bruce Brown in the back? Bruce Brown, New York Knicks fan. What was the temperature? Is this what Knicks fans thought were going to happen, or what was kind of the expectation here?
I mean, while the playoffs are going on, a lot of Knicks fans were trying to stay positive. I was certainly on this for a bit, because, when you're playing 7 guys in a rotation and you're falling short in the playoffs, and your playoff record is as a coach is 46-70, it's kind of time to say, hey, thank you, Tibbs, for building us up to this point, but it's time to go a different direction. Maybe that direction is Mike Malone. Maybe we go up to Storrs, Connecticut, and knock on Dan Hurley's door and see what he's up to. But I think this is probably a necessary move to kind of take that next step. Playoffs withstanding.
Does Hurley have a connection to the Knicks?
I believe so.
I believe there is one too. His family somewhere.
Maybe his brother.
Yeah, his dad maybe.
Yeah, something. There is a Knicks connection, and obviously it's the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
So it's in Madison Square Garden. And we all saw what Knicks fans became and what the hype was around whenever the Knicks are good. It's the whole city coming together basically around a team. It was beautiful to watch take place. Maybe that'll be enough to draw Dan Hurley out of UConn. This is going to happen every single year.
Man.
It's going to happen every single year with Dan Hurley. Malone obviously sitting there waiting. But I think if I listened to Bruce Wright whenever he was angry watching the Eastern Conference Finals, the thought was Carlisle's running a circle around this guy.
Yeah.
And then last year, playoffs, Carlisle ran a circle around this guy.
Certainly.
Carlisle might be a great coach, and our team might be set up differently than what the Knicks are, maybe a little bit deeper, but it has been kind of a masterclass on how best of 7 series, Pacers are going to win that inevitably.
Yeah, when you play your starters all regular season and then in the Eastern Conference Finals say, all right, guys, you know what we're going to do? We're playing 10 guys. Then you have to learn how to do that for the very first time on the biggest stage possible. If we'd been playing Wright and Shamet and Deuce McBride the minutes that they probably should have been getting all along, then you know how to teeter with it and adjust it, when the lights are the brightest. So that was certainly a big knock. And then, his playoff resume could be better, but obviously,
did you say he's 46-70?
He's around there, yeah, in the playoffs.
That's all the best teams, though. It's all the best teams.
No doubt.
I'm sure the Knicks will get it right.
Okay, so on that note, Charania has tweeted, the Knicks are singularly focused on their pursuit of a championship and believe a new voice will serve as the focus for the organization's next step. Sources said, after 5 seasons with the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau is officially out.
Yeah, I mean, surprising to me, but hearing Jeff Teague, one of my favorite NBA
He's phenomenal.
who got the podcast, and he was talking about playing for Tibbs, and he was like, man, Tibbs don't even coach. He just, damn, man, come on, damn. Like you said, that's all he says. Like you see with Brunson's a phenomenal player, but when you aren't necessarily running sets or running plays, you're kind of the ball stopper. And the Knicks, they never get it right, though, so I don't think they will going forward. This is surprising to me, coming straight off the Eastern Conference. We see it happen in the NBA, though.
Joining us now live, he only has 3 minutes before he probably has to go on television. Ladies and gentlemen, Charania.
Baby Shams.
Shams, Knicks fans, obviously, throughout the series with the Pacers, I heard gain a little bit of noise because Carlisle was seemingly out coaching. The team was ready. How long has this been in the works, and what ultimately led to their decision to get rid of Tom Thibodeau?
So, Pat, as soon as the Knicks season ended, they started meetings internally, and James Dolan, the Knicks owner, Leon Rose, their president, they believed the best path for this team to take the next step as an organization win a championship is that they need a new voice. And so Leon Rose and James Dolan came to the decision this morning that they were going to part ways with Tom Thibodeau. He is fired as their head coach. I mean, Pat, you think about what they've done as an organization, like to lose in the conference finals, that's not a bad feat. This is a team that's gone from really out of much contention at all. Then when Tom Thibodeau comes in, they become respectable again. 4 or 5 seasons in the playoffs. They've had back-to-back 50-win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. I think everyone around the league is stunned. I mean, my phone is blowing up. I've a bunch of teams are reaching out right now. Absolutely shocked. But they've been having meetings for the last 24 hours, and this is the decision they came with.
Okay, we know you have to run quickly. Malone, obviously, is a coach that is available after getting fired from the Denver Nuggets. He's won a championship before. Does that become a name that the Knicks are going to look at? Bruce Brown, who's a massive Knicks fan, just said, hey, maybe Dan Hurley out of you. What are the names in the coaching pool for this coaching cycle?
I'm not sure yet which direction they go, but you think about, for Tom Thibodeau, the issues that they probably had with him. You think about what Mikal Bridges said early in the year, and I think a comment like that rings true. Like a guy that, might trust his bench more, a guy that might be a little bit more lenient based on his principles and what he wants to enact. I mean, clearly the way Tom Thibodeau coached, for better or for worse, he was very, very. I won't even say stuck in his way, but he had a way that he was going to operate. That's what it was going to be. He was not going to change. And for better or for worse, now it leads to a lot of success. All these guys have career years, but clearly the Knicks, I think the direction they're going to go in now is figuring out a guy that they know can build out the entire roster, the bench, can work with the front office, is a little bit more lenient based on what their strategies are, and not so, Tibbs has success his way. Or the highway in this case. I guess the Knicks gave him the highway.
Jeez Louise, Shams. Maybe Timothy Chalamet gets in there and starts making
They're going to need his money.
Yeah, they're going to need his brain. Yeah, him and Ben Stiller. Maybe get Spike Lee in there. Wasn't Miles Teller all of a sudden a New York Knicks fan? All right, have them all in there. All right, we appreciate you, Shams. Great work, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
He's got to do TV right now, probably.
Knicks have no options. They traded all their picks. All their players are basically max guys. This is the only way they could do anything, and now if they want to build out their roster, they got to trade one of their big names. So, they're so fucked. I can't believe they did this.
Michael Cole just texted me, Knicks are firing Tibbs, ? What the fuck?
They finally beat the Celtics, like the Eastern Conference. Like, imagine if the Pacers fired Carlisle.
We're stuck on the first apron, not the second, like the Celtics. Cat will be tough to move. But
That's like a Tomlin situation almost in Pittsburgh. But
you get Malone, that's an upgrade.
Yeah, and Cat would be easy to move, but the reports are coming out that his teammates are pissed at him.
Yeah, but that could be just lies to try to diminish his trade value from somebody. There's
no doubt
so much shit.
That was before Tibbs was even.
Yeah, no, but they might have been trying to.
Yeah. This is also just a byproduct of coaching in New York. Like, if he was in a small market, like, he's not getting fired.
Yeah.
He's probably getting an extension for going to the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's like, hey, this is the Knicks.
Also, to your point, Carlisle here, he's been here 7 years now, I think, 6 years, whatever it's been. And it's like, last year they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
Then they back it up again, though, and it's like, yes. But if they would have done bad, I think people would have still been like, Pacers are a good team.
Yeah.
We made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, made it to the playoffs this year, lost to the number 1 seed Cavs or whatever. It's a different conversation. In New York, I threw myself right in the middle of it there for a little bit.
Yeah.
They
put up street signs.
They really love that Knicks team. You got to be good over there. And
It's the most success they've had, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got to be great over there, I guess. You got to be great over there.
You don't. We were winning 30 games for like 20 years, and the place was still sold out.
Yeah, and then they finally.
So what are you doing here? It's like Jim Caldwell at the Detroit Lions.
I am surprised by this, and Dolan kind of stepping back into basketball operations. It sounds like meeting with Leon Rose, and I would imagine that the owner was a part of this
player
decision
exit
for
meetings.
sure.
Did they have a big part of it? Do you think player exit meetings had a big sway if players gave their opinion?
Maybe, but Brunson was like a huge Tibbs guy, as was Josh Hart, who who cares what Josh says, but
no, Josh is a big voice for that team.
No doubt. But I Brunson kind of the first and foremost.
Yeah, and you said Brunson has been a big Tibbs guy. I think Brunson would be a big whoever the head coach guy is. He's a dog. Brunson is
he's awesome.
He's got to be a big Tibbs guy for him to basically pass up on $100 million to stay there. So he had to have some type of trust.
And his dad, right?
His dad's on the bench as well. So, I mean, it's wild, but it's New York Knicks.
Dumb.
Dude, they were the Eastern Conference Finals. Final Four. Like, I know we're small town Indiana. We love basketball. This state loves basketball out here. It's like Eastern Conference Finals is pretty cool.
Even more so, too. Yeah. Like, hey, you went the year before. Next year, you go to the finals. Like, if you're the Knicks, you're more so thinking, like, hey, we just got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, let's get a couple players, and then let's go back.
Maybe we have a deeper bench. We get a couple players, get a couple guys, then maybe we're playing 8, 9 guys a night.
Same system, same head coach, same voice. I don't know.
But I'm assuming there's Knicks fans out there that are telling us we're idiots because, oh, yeah, it must be nice to be on the side where the team that just outcoaches the other team and wins in the playoffs every time, which is what they said about that's what Knicks fans were saying about Carlisle.
Early on with Bruce, though, like even when the playoffs first started, it was like, hey, it's 2 scenarios here. The Knicks go on a run or they don't and Tibbs gets fired, and that's great because then at least there's some change. Like the Knicks did go on a great run. They beat the Celtics in, Tatum towards Achilles, but by the time
Let's say they beat the Pacers.
Yeah.
And then they play OKC, and they get swept, in the finals. Tibbs gets fired?
No way.
Probably.
I don't know now.
Toronto
I
fired
legitimately don't know.
Coach of the year. Who else got fired after?
Nick Nurse.
I mean,
David
Malone
Blatt.
got fired year after winning.
Yeah.
Did you say Budenholzer?
Budenholzer,
dude
Bucks
from
like
Milwaukee.
Like it's NBA is like you never know, and like I feel like we talked about Brunson, like the players you never really know who's moving the pieces behind the scenes in the NBA. I feel like the NFL you can kind of pinpoint, okay, it's going to be that guy or that guy's maybe that guy's decision in that building that's changing huge pieces like this. But in the NBA, I feel like it's like different powers at work that we're not necessarily privy to. But it's the big time players were being asked a lot after the series. I know Brunson specifically about, hey, do you have faith? Yeah, do you have faith in Tibbs to kind of turn it or get you guys over the hump? But it's not like you keep getting there, you just can't get over the hump. Like you haven't had much success. You haven't won a championship since '73. You get to the finals and then you fire the guy. So we'll see what they got up their sleeve.
Yeah, we shall see. And good luck to the Knicks fans. I heard a lot of you guys saying see you next year to us in the Eastern Conference Finals.
We'll see.
New coach.
This is the only change they can make.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They got to have an idea of who they want. Dolan has to have an idea of a couple people he wants.
I would like to say Dolan is hilarious in my eyes.
Yeah.
I think Dolan is a hilarious individual. I think he is
He's got a great band.
Great band. He's got the Sphere out there. I mean, he's been through it, even with Knicks fans, and just completely sounds like a you thing, not a me thing. Yeah. And just keep it moving. And then when I was looking for tickets, and him just being absolutely, what do we?
My arena?
No way.
I mean, they booed.
I love that.
Pacers fan?
Who'd they boot out?
That's real.
I didn't know that.
That's real. They got to him. 2 different angles. 2 different people got to him. Like pretty significant people got to him 2 different ways. Sent the article of me doing a thing. I don't think so, buddy. What are we doing?
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, right. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I think the people, whenever they gave me the answer, didn't think that I would love it. And I was like, oh, that is awesome. That is exactly how I would hope, the owner would act in this situation. Feels like he would like the Knicks to win.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Will they get it done, Bruce?
We'll be back in the playoffs for sure.
Who doesn't?
I
in the NBA?
honestly,
He's been pretty docile, hasn't he?
So,
this is docile Bruce.
So, I mean, being a Yankee Giants Knicks fan is, the different side of the Venn diagram to the Mets Jets Knicks fan. I don't get how they do it. This shit sucks. They're never going to win an NBA championship my entire life. And I know that, and still, each year you just work up that hope slowly but surely, and then each year it just comes crashing down. I mean, it's kind of new to be in the playoffs. Tibbs did it 3 times.
4 and 5.
In the 25 years prior to that, I think we went there like once or twice.
Jesus. They're looking at gift horse in the mind.
Exactly.
I mean, the faith is in Leon Rose, the GM, who came over from head of CAA and completely flipped this shit around. He hasn't really made up or made any like horrible, rash decisions. You can point at the Bridges trade as potentially one. But I have faith in him combing through the best available guys and making a great decision.